Let us first look at what does it mean when the Antichrist comes. How do we know that his reign has started, and when does this countdown start? Because he himself knows that he has a limited amount of time, so he's coming with great deception and subtlety to try to convince people that he himself is the true Messiah. So what it's going to come down to is that the world itself is trying to put into effect the one world government. We see in Revelations 13:3-4, it says, "And I saw one of his heads as if it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast." This is the one world government system beast. So the world will try to put it into effect, and it will almost be in full effect, the one world government, but it will receive a fatal blow. But the dragon, the other beast, the Antichrist, at that point when it falls down, he will come, and with his great supernatural power, he will give power unto the beast, unto the one world government system. So he will restore it, and then it will come into full effect. So when it comes into full effect, you know that the only one that could have done that is the Antichrist, who brings that about, and he will rule in that government as the government leader and the great political religious leader as well. So that is the beginning point of the one world government. That is the beginning of his reign. But how did he get to that point? Before that happens, there is a war in heaven. In Revelations 12:7-9, it says, "And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. And prevailed not the dragon, neither was their place found any more in heaven." Because right now Michael, the archangel, is holding the devil in a place, in a realm of heaven. And it says that in verse 9, "And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." He brings his angels with him. And they're all going to be disguised, beautiful beings. It says that they will be disguised in beauty and in light, and as angels of the Lord they will be disguised. So they're all here to deceive and rule over earth. And we also see another sign that Jerusalem, when you see Jerusalem encompassed by an army, and that is in Luke 21:20-21. "And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh." That is to say, the desolator, the Antichrist, playing his role, the devil as the Antichrist. "Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out of there, and let not them that are in the countries enter." So don't go there. If you are there, leave the area. If you are in the province, leave Judea, Jerusalem, leave that area, because you know that the desolator will be there. And we also see Paul talk about this in 2 Thessalonians 2:3-4. "Let no man deceive you," Paul says, "by any means." He's talking about the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and our gathering back together unto him. He says, don't be troubled, don't be shaken by any word, by anything anyone tells you, by any spirit or anything. That let no man deceive you. That day will not come. Remember, that day of the Lord's coming will not come except something has to happen first. There comes a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. The man of sin, the son of perdition, is the devil. Perdition means the apolia. He is the one that is to perish. So he's already destined. He's the only one that's already destined to perish. That person, that man, the Antichrist, has to appear first. What is he going to do? He's going to exalt himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, pretending to be as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself to be God. The temple of God is in Jerusalem. And we just learned that the army will be encompassing Jerusalem because he will be there in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So this is what has to happen first before the true Messiah comes. And if you're wondering, except there cometh falling away first, and that son of sin be revealed, what is the falling away? It is the great apostasy. It is the separation between those people that believe a lie of the Antichrist, that he is Jesus, and follow him, and believe all the messages that are coming across now is setting them up to believe in the Antichrist when he comes. And the separation of those that actually believe what the word says, what the Paul's letter is saying, what Jesus's letter, his own words, Matthew 24, is saying to us about these end times. So you have to know the events. You have to know the understanding of these events that are going to occur. And that is what's going to save you, because you won't be deceived by a false Christ that's coming. Yes, he's going to be really looking like Jesus. He's going to be really speaking. He's going to be bringing lightning from the sky. He's going to be healing so many people. Remember, he comes in peace, peace, peace. Daniel said he comes in prosperously and peacefully. He comes in prosperously, taking away the debt of the world, taking away all the debts. Oh, just accept me and my one world government, accept my mark, and I will wipe away all your debts. I will give you an allowance. You will be so blessed, and so forth. So he's coming this way. He's not coming to chop people's heads off. He's coming to deceive everyone as Jesus Christ. If he starts killing people, people are going to start turning away from him. So he's coming because he wants all the praise and worship. That's all he ever wanted. Bow down to me. He even wanted Jesus to bow down to him. So that's all he wants. He wants that. But he knows he has a limited time, and he's taking down as much souls as he can with him. He's not going down without a fight. He's taking as much people as he can, deceive their souls. This is a spiritual war. It's a spiritual war over your soul. Will you be deceived? Or are you going to believe in what Jesus and Paul and Revelations tells us? Matthew 24:15-18 also speaks about this. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, in the real translation it's desolator, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Before we saw in Luke 21 that holy place was the temple of God, and that is in Jerusalem. Let them which be in Judea flee to the mountains. Leave that area. Why? Because it's going to be like Sodom and Gomorrah, meaning people are going to be flocking there, believing that that is Jesus Christ. They're going to be worshiping him, not knowing he's disguised as an angel of light. In the flesh, he is real, but he's going to be disguised, and the ones that he is bringing with him, the fallen angels and his great army of the devils, they're all going to be disguised, these demon workers, as priests, prophets, all of them, smooth talking, trying to convince people. So we have to really stick by what the word says so that we will not be tempted by him and his gifts, because he's really going to be wanting your soul. That's what he is stealing from you, that your soul will perish. Those that do not follow the Antichrist, their souls will become incorruptible. That means that their souls will no longer be liable to die. They will have no chance of going to death, into the pit. We will all be changed. Everyone will be changed in an instant when the true Jesus Christ comes. That's how you know whether it is the true Jesus Christ. Has your body been changed from mortal to immortal? If not, then that is not the true Jesus Christ. Ultimate one sign that you can stick to and count on, as long as you are still in your own body, your body hasn't changed, you've not become like Jesus, you've not become immortal yet, because we know that when he comes, we shall all be changed. It also says in Matthew 24:17, let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house, because the abomination of the desolator is standing where he ought not in the temple of God, claiming to be God. So if you're in that place, in that area, in Judea, in Jerusalem, don't even go back to take your clothes or pack or anything like that. Just leave there, because it is an abomination what's going to be happening. Many people will be worshiping the devil, who will be the Antichrist, that role. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. So if you're working in the field, in that area, leave and don't go back. Don't be a part of it. Don't partake of it. Do not let your eyes look upon the hoardism that is going to be happening. And woe unto them that are with child. So that's why it's talking about, okay, so why is it going to be bad for you if you're with child at that time? It's not talking about the gift that God gives. Children are his gift, or to them that give suck in those days, because it's a hoardism. It's spiritual hoardism. You will be, if you listen to his lies, you are spiritually pregnant with the lies of the Antichrist. You are giving suck to those lies. You are nurturing those lies. You are thinking and loving those lies. Because Jesus is coming as the groom for his bride. You can see the connotation it's talking about here. He is coming, the virgins with the lamps. It's all a connection. Jesus is our groom, but this fake groom is coming, and people are going to be falling for his lies. They're going to be becoming pregnant with those lies. It also talks in Mark 13:21, any man that tells you, let us go, Jesus is over there, believe him not. And then if any man shall say to you, Jesus is speaking this, lo, here is Christ, or lo, he is there, believe him not. That is why when you are in the field, one man leaves the field and the other one remains. Because the other one remembered Jesus' words that said, if any man shall say to you, here is Christ, believe him not. Do not go unto him. Because many false Christs and false prophets will come with the Antichrist and shall show you signs and wonders to try to convince you, to seduce you. See the connotation. If it were possible, even the elect. The elect are the ones that were not deceived by the devil in the first earth age. Because this has already happened in the first earth age. Now we're in the second earth age. It is happening again. In the third earth age, it will happen at the very end again after 1,000 years of the millennium. It will happen again. So in the first earth age, the ones that were not deceived by the devil, 1/3 of God's children were deceived. But the 2/3 that were not deceived are called God's elect, because they already went through this trial and this tribulation, this testing. They already went through it in the first earth age, and now we are going through it again. So they have more chance of getting through it because they've already gone through it before. They've already triumphed. And God and Jesus shortened the days of the tribulation for their sake, for the elect's sake that already triumphed over the devil and were not deceived by him in the first earth age. That is when the countdown starts. When you see all these signs, you can watch on your clock, count down, 5-month period. That is when this tribulation really begins. That is when you won't be able to buy and sell and all those things.